State quarters are some of the most beloved and widely collected coins in American history. Released between 1999 and 2008, these quarters celebrate each of the 50 U.S. states with unique and meaningful designs. But did you know that some of these coins are worth far more than just 25 cents? In this video, we'll uncover the top 5 most valuable state quarters, diving into their fascinating history and the reasons behind their high value. First up, the 2002 Ohio State Quarter is one of the most historically rich coins in the U.S. 50 State Quarters program. Released as the 17th quarter in the series, it was officially issued on March 11, 2002. This coin pays tribute to Ohio's profound contributions to aviation and its status as the birthplace of numerous pioneers who changed the course of American history. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see a detailed design featuring an early astronaut in a spacesuit, a vintage biplane, and the outline of the state of Ohio in the background. The inscription reads, "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers." This powerful phrase honors not only the Wright brothers, who built and flew the world's first successful powered aircraft, but also astronauts like John Glenn and Neil Armstrong, both natives of Ohio. This design was created by artist Donna Weaver and engraved by John Mercanti, one of the most respected sculptor engravers in U.S. mint history. The coin was minted in 3 main versions. The Philadelphia Mint issued the 2002P, the Denver Mint struck the 2002D, and the San Francisco Mint produced both the 2002S proof coins in clad and 90% silver. Each version of the coin had different mintage figures and varying levels of collector demand. In terms of mintage numbers, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 217 million coins, while the Denver Mint produced around 414 million coins. The proof coins were minted in far smaller numbers, with about 3 million clad proofs, and just over 892,000 silver proofs. These proof coins were specially made for collectors, featuring sharp details and mirror-like finishes. As for coin values, most circulated 2002 Ohio quarters from either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint are still worth just face value 25 cents unless they are in pristine uncirculated condition. However, uncirculated versions in high mint state, particularly those graded Ms. 66 or Ms. 67, can sell for $5 to $20. Coins graded Ms. 68 or higher are very rare and can command prices upwards of $100 depending on the market and demand. The 2002S proof versions have higher collector value due to their limited mintage and superior quality. A clad proof coin is typically worth between $2 and $5, while the 90% silver proof quarter can be worth $10 to $20 or more, depending on the silver market and coin condition. There are also a few notable errors and varieties collectors look out for. Some 2002 Ohio quarters show doubling on the lettering or devices due to a minor double die error, although these are not common. Any major strike-through errors, off-center strikes, or die cracks found on this coin can make it worth significantly more. High-grade errors can sell for $100 or even several $100s to the right buyer. Collectors prize the 2002 Ohio State Quarter not only for its design and symbolism, but also because of the state's iconic place in American aviation history. Ohio is uniquely important, being home to both the inventors of flight and the heroes of space exploration. This deep historical connection gives the coin a timeless appeal, making it a must-have for anyone building a complete state quarter set or simply honoring the legacy of American innovation. In summary, while the 2002 Ohio State Quarter may still be common in circulation, select versions and grades of this coin are definitely worth more than face value. Uncirculated and proof coins, especially those in top condition or struck in silver, continue to attract collectors and investors alike. So whether you're digging through change or browsing coin shows, keep your eyes open. The Ohio quarter might just be the highlight of your collection. Next up, The 2007 Idaho State Quarter is one of the final releases in the popular 50 State Quarters program. It was the 43rd coin issued in the series and officially entered circulation on June 4, 2007. This quarter honors the state of Idaho and highlights its natural beauty and rich wildlife. The design on the reverse of the coin features the peregrine falcon, a bird once endangered, but now restored thanks to conservation efforts. The bird is shown in flight, wings stretched wide, with detailed feathers and sharp talons. Behind it is the outline of the state of Idaho, and inside the outline is the state motto, Esto Perpetua, a Latin phrase meaning let it be perpetual. This phrase reflects Idaho's vision for enduring natural beauty and state pride. The design was created by artist Don Everhart, who crafted a strong image that captures both the power of nature and the identity of Idaho. The obverse of the coin carries the traditional portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan and updated slightly for the State Quarter series. The coin was struck at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 2007P Idaho Quarter. The Denver Mint released the 2007D version, and the San Francisco Mint issued the 2007S proof. Coins in both clad and 90% silver varieties. In terms of mintage, the 2007P Idaho Quarter had over 286 million coins struck, while the 2007D had more than 263 million. The proof versions had significantly lower mintages. The clad proof had about 2.8 million coins minted, and the silver proof version had just under 1.3 million, making those two more desirable to collectors. As far as value goes, most circulated Idaho State Quarters from either Philadelphia or Denver are still worth face value, 25 cents. However, uncirculated coins in mint state grades like Ms. 65 or Ms. 66 can be worth between $1 and $5. If the coin is graded higher, such as Ms. 67 or Ms. 68, the value can increase significantly. Some high-grade examples have sold for over $50, especially if they are certified by a top grading service like PCGs or NGC. The proof versions carry a higher premium. A clad 2007S Idaho Proof Quarter typically sells for $3 to $5, depending on condition. The 90% silver version is more valuable because of its metal content and superior strike, usually worth $10 to $20, or even more if graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo. While no major errors were widely reported for the Idaho Quarter, collectors still search for rare varieties such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double die, obverse or reverse errors. If any of these are found and authenticated, they can bring much higher prices from collectors who specialize in error coins. Overall, the 2007 Idaho State Quarter is a beautiful example of modern U.S. coin design. Its strong, bold depiction of the peregrine falcon captures the spirit of Idaho's wild landscapes and successful conservation efforts. It's a coin that appeals not only to residents of the state, but to bird lovers, nature enthusiasts, and coin collectors around the country. Whether you're looking through pocket change, building a complete 50 State Quarters collection, or investing in high-grade examples, the Idaho State Quarter is a worthy addition to any coin collection. And who knows, a rare mint error or pristine proof version might just make it even more valuable. Next up, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter is one of the most iconic and beautiful designs in the 50 State Quarters program. It was the fifth and final State Quarter released in the year 1999, and it honors the rich history and natural beauty of the state of Connecticut. Officially released on October 12, 1999, this quarter captures a powerful symbol of American independence, the Charter Oak. The reverse of the coin features an intricate engraving of the famous oak tree, which is a legendary part of Connecticut's colonial history. According to tradition, in 1687, Connecticut colonists hid their royal charter inside this tree to prevent its seizure by British authorities. This act of defiance became a proud symbol of the state's commitment to freedom and self-governance. The coin's design was created by artist T. James Farrell, who masterfully illustrated the massive, twisting branches of the charter oak with incredible detail and depth. On the obverse side of the coin is the familiar profile of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan in 1932 and slightly modified for the State Quarter series. The coin was struck at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1999p and 1999D versions were made for general circulation, while the 1999S proof coins were produced exclusively for collectors in both clad and 90% silver varieties. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 688 million Connecticut quarters, while the Denver Mint produced more than 657 million. Combined, that's over 1.3 billion coins, making it one of the most heavily produced state quarters. The San Francisco Mint created around 3.6 million clad-proof coins, and just over 800,000 silver-proof coins. Despite its high mintage, the 1999 Connecticut Quarter holds collector interest due to its beautiful design, historical significance, and a few notable varieties and errors. Most circulated versions of the Connecticut Quarter from either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint are still worth face value 25 cents if they are worn or in average condition. However, uncirculated coins in mint state condition, especially those graded Ms. 65 or higher, can be worth between $1 and $10. Coins graded Ms. 67 or Ms. 68 can sell for $50 to over $100 depending on demand and quality. The proof coins, especially the silver versions, are more valuable. A 1999S clad-proof Connecticut Quarter in pristine condition is typically worth around $3 to $5. The 1999S silver proof, due to its precious metal content and low mintage, can fetch $10 to $20 or more, and if graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo, it may command even higher prices from serious collectors. There are also some known errors associated with the Connecticut Quarter. These include off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and occasionally double die obverse or reverse errors. While rare, these error coins can sell for $50 to several $100s depending on the severity and clarity of the mistake. One particularly interesting aspect of the 1999 Connecticut Quarter is that it was the final release of the first year of the State Quarters program, making it a milestone in the series. It also marks the transition from the older coin designs to a new era of creativity and state pride in American coinage. Collectors often seek to complete full sets of 1999 State Quarters, and high-quality examples of the Connecticut coin are essential to any complete collection. Next up, the 2003 Arkansas State Quarter is one of the most symbolically rich coins in the entire 50 State Quarters program. It was the 25th quarter released in the series, landing exactly halfway through the program. Officially issued on October 20, 2003, this quarter celebrates the natural beauty and cultural heritage of Arkansas, often called the natural state. The reverse design is a beautifully composed scene that features a diamond, a mallard duck, flying above a lake, and a background of towering pine trees. Each of these elements represents something significant about Arkansas. The diamond honors Crater of Diamonds State Park, the only diamond-producing site in the world open to the public, where visitors can search for real diamonds. The mallard duck symbolizes the state's abundant wildlife and outdoor recreational culture, especially in places like the Arkansas Delta and the Mississippi Flyway. The pine trees reflect the state's vast forests, which play an important role in its economy and identity. The design was created by artist John Mercanti, a master engraver who brought together these powerful elements to tell Arkansas's story through a single image. On the obverse of the coin is the traditional portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan and slightly modified for the State Quarter series. The coin was minted at 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Circulation strikes were produced in Philadelphia and Denver, while the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins in both clad and 90% silver. For collectors, in terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint released approximately 229 million Arkansas quarters, and the Denver Mint struck about 228 million. These high mintage figures mean that the Arkansas quarter is very common in circulation. The San Francisco Mint produced roughly 3.1 million clad proof coins, and just over 1.1 million silver proof coins, both of which were sold in collector sets. When it comes to value, most circulated Arkansas quarters from either Philadelphia or Denver are still worth just face value 25 cents, due to their high availability. However, uncirculated examples in high grades can be worth more. Coins graded Ms. 65 usually sell for $1 to $3, while Ms. 66 and Ms. 67 examples can command $10 to $25 or even higher, depending on market demand. The rarest and highest graded coins, such as Ms. 68, can fetch $50 or more at auction, especially if certified by PCGs or NGC. The proof versions have a higher value, especially in top condition. A 2003S clad proof Arkansas quarter typically sells for around $3 to $5. The 90% silver proof version, which contains about 0.18 troy ounces of silver, is more valuable due to both its silver content and low mintage. These silver proofs can range in value from $10 to $20, or more if graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo. There are a few minor errors and varieties known for the 2003 Arkansas quarter, such as die cracks, struck through grease errors, and off-center strikes. While not common, these errors can increase the coin's value significantly. A dramatic error or mint mistake on a high-grade coin can sell for hundreds of dollars, especially if authenticated by a reputable grading service. Although it may not be the rarest coin in the State Quarter series, the 2003 Arkansas State Quarter is one of the most visually balanced and meaningful designs. It blends the state's natural resources, wildlife, and gemstone fame into one harmonious image. It represents a deep connection to land, history, and the outdoors, all things that Arkansans hold dear. This coin continues to be a favorite among collectors who admire its artistry and the story it tells.
1976 Bicentennial Washington Quarter. This special quarter-dollar coin holds a significant place in both numismatic and patriotic circles. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned enthusiast, this video will provide you with a full and clean look at the history, design, and value of the bicentennial quarter, including rare, varieties, and valuable errors to look out for. Let's start by understanding why this coin exists. The 1776-1976 bicentennial quarter was released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It was authorized by Congress and produced by the United States Mint as part of the bicentennial celebration, which included redesigns of the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. These special coins were issued in 1975 and 1976, but they all bear the dual date of 1776-1976. No quarters dated 1975 were ever produced. All quarters made during those 2 years carry the bicentennial design. Now, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the bicentennial quarter still features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. However, the date underneath Washington is replaced with a dual date, 1776-1976. The reverse is where the real magic happens. Instead of the traditional eagle, the reverse features a colonial drummer boy standing proudly with a drum, while a torch of victory is seen in the background. This special design was created by Jack L. R. and was selected from a nationwide competition held by the U.S. Mint. 13 stars surround the drummer, representing the original 13 colonies. When it comes to composition, most bicentennial quarters were made for circulation using a copper-nickel clad composition, that is, layers of copper and nickel over a copper core. However, there were also special collector's versions struck in a 40% silver composition. These were sold in proof and uncirculated sets and were never released for general circulation. You can easily distinguish a silver version by its weight and edge color. Silver quarters will have a more solid silver edge without the copper stripe. Now let's get into the mint marks and varieties. Bicentennial quarters were produced at 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. Circulating quarters from Philadelphia and Denver are the most common. San Francisco produced both clad proof coins and the 40% silver collector coins. As for value, most circulated bicentennial quarters are still worth face value, 25 cents, especially those without any errors and in worn condition. However, coins in uncirculated or mint state condition can be worth more. A mint state bicentennial quarter graded MS65 can be worth around $5 to $10. If you have a high-grade example, say MS67 or higher, the value increases significantly. Some have sold for over $1,000, especially if graded by PCGS or NGC. Now let's talk about the silver versions. A 40% silver bicentennial quarter in uncirculated condition can be worth around $4 to $7, depending on silver spot price and condition. Proof silver quarters, especially deep cameo examples, can fetch higher premiums, usually between $8 and $15 or more. Complete silver proof sets from 1976 are also popular with collectors and can command values of $20 to $30 or more. But what about rare errors? These can be where the real value lies. Some notable errors to watch for include double die obverse and reverse varieties, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. Double die examples, where the design appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process, are highly sought after. These can fetch anywhere from $100 to over $1,000, depending on the severity and the coin's condition. Off-center strikes that are dramatic, where part of the design is missing, can sell for $50 or more. And coins struck on the wrong planchet, like a dime or foreign coin planchet, can reach hundreds of dollars. So how do you know if your bicentennial quarter is valuable? Start by checking the mint mark. If it's an S, it might be a silver proof. Weighing the coin can help. Clad quarters weigh about 5.67 grams, while 40% silver quarters weigh around 5.75 grams. Next, examine the condition. Coins with no wear, original luster, and strong strikes are more valuable. Finally, look closely for any signs of doubling, misstrikes, or other odd features that might indicate an error or variety. In conclusion, while the average 1776-1976 bicentennial quarter may not be a retirement fund, there are absolutely gems out there that hold significant collector value. The coin itself is a beautiful reminder of American independence and a unique period in U.S. mint history. Whether you find one in your pocket change or inherit a proof set from a family member, it's worth taking a closer look. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting facts and values. Let us know in the comments if you found a rare bicentennial quarter, or if there's another coin you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video and happy collecting!